Nearly every significant measure indicates that the economic policies of the Trump administration were more favorable for the economy. Although the economic track records of President Biden and former President Donald Trump are no guarantee of future performance, they will likely have a substantial impact on how voters view the two candidates. That's why Biden and Trump have spent significant time in recent months touting their alleged economic achievements, with each candidate declaring that he has substantially outperformed the other. But which candidate's stump speeches more closely align with the economic data? To answer that important question, I conducted a detailed analysis of current and past government reports, paying special attention to data points that are underreported in the media. What I found is that the available data shows that the U.S. economy under Trump was much stronger than it has been with Biden in the White House. While the economic track records of President Biden and former President Donald Trump don't ensure future performance, they're likely to significantly influence how voters perceive the two candidates. This is why Biden and Trump have dedicated considerable time in recent months to highlighting their purported economic accomplishments, each claiming to have outperformed the other. Now, the question arises, whose campaign speeches better correlate with the economic data? To address this pivotal question, I undertook an exhaustive analysis of current and past government reports, meticulously examining data points often overlooked by the media. My findings indicate that the available data suggests the U.S. economy was considerably stronger under Trump's presidency compared to Biden's tenure in the White House. Total employment. One of the most crucial indicators highlighting the disparity is full-time employment. The Biden administration has invested significant efforts in persuading Americans that we are currently experiencing a thriving job market, but this claim is highly misleading. While it's accurate that a substantial number of jobs have been added since Biden took office, the majority of these positions were regained following the cessation of COVID-19-related lockdowns. They weren't newly generated jobs. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, the present employment level is approximately 3 million jobs higher than it was in January 2020, just before the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. On the contrary, the economy saw the addition of 6.33 million jobs during Trump's initial 3 years in office, surpassing Biden's figure by more than double. Full-time jobs. Furthermore, there exists a notable contrast in the quality of jobs created under both administrations. In comparison to pre-COVID-19 levels, Biden's tenure has seen the addition of slightly over 2 million full-time jobs, alongside more than 1.18 million part-time positions. As previously mentioned, during Trump's initial 3 years, total employment surged by 6.33 million jobs. However, unlike Biden's scenario, almost all of these positions were full-time roles. Part-time employment experienced a minimal increase of just 17,000 jobs from January 2017 to January 2020, constituting less than 1% of the total job growth. This indicates that during Trump's first 3 years, full-time employment was 3 times higher compared to the current situation under Biden's administration. Moreover, this gap has widened notably in recent months. According to the BLS, the number of Americans in full-time employment decreased by over 1.7 million from November 2023 to the end of March 2024. Excluding the COVID-19 pandemic and its related government-imposed lockdowns, this recent November to March period marks the most significant 5-month decline in full-time employment since the Great Recession in 2009. Government hiring. Biden's job gains have also relied significantly more on government expenditure. Out of the nearly 3 million jobs added since Biden assumed office, approximately 16% have been government positions. During Trump's initial 3 years, government hiring contributed to 7.4% of the total employment increase, which is less than half of the percentage observed under Biden's administration. Inflation. Another stark contrast between the two presidents is the prevalence of inflation during Biden's presidency. The Consumer Price Index, the most widely used gauge for inflation, indicates that prices have surged by 19% since January 2021. Comparatively, from January 2017 to March 2020, Americans encountered a 6.29% inflation rate, which is 1/3 of the inflation rate witnessed during the Biden administration. Numerous other metrics underscore that the economy during Trump's presidency was considerably stronger than it has been under Biden's tenure. Rent was more affordable, and mortgage rates, real estate, and gasoline prices were all lower as well. Nearly every significant economic metric indicates that the policies of the Trump administration were more beneficial for the economy. Even those metrics that seem to favor Biden at first glance often present a different picture upon closer examination. Biden's policies have not delivered the desired outcomes for our country. Hopefully, Americans have taken note of these shortcomings and will soon advocate for reforms resembling those that characterized the prosperous pre-coronavirus era under Trump, such as lower taxes for all, reduced regulations, increased support for small businesses, and policies that bolster the domestic oil and gas industries.